The Great Subversion, the narrative of the Book of Judith. Introduction, the Siege of Dust. Imagine yourself standing on the stone ramparts of a place called Bethulia, a small mountain fortress guarding the path to Jerusalem. Looking down into the valley below, the view is terrifying. An endless sea of torches, iron armor, and war tents. Holofernes, the ruthless chief general of the Assyrian Empire, has arrived with over 120,000 soldiers to crush all resistance. Instead of launching a direct assault, Holofernes uses a brutal, agonizing tactic. He seizes the mountain springs, supplying Bethulia with water. Within weeks, the cisterns run dry. The children faint in the streets, the elders lose their voice from thirst, and the city's leaders collapse in despair, vowing to surrender the fortress to the empire in 5 days if no divine miracle occurs. But sitting in a tiny sackcloth tent on the flat roof of her house is Judith. She is a wealthy, deeply pious widow who has spent the last 3 years in quiet mourning. Hearing of the leadership's plan to surrender out of fear, an intense, fiery clarity takes hold of her mind. She steps down from her roof and declares, "Who are you to test the Creator today? Stand aside. I'm going to step out of the gates tonight, and the cosmos will alter history through my hand." Chapter 1, the Armour of Elegance. Judith does not put on a coat of iron mail or reach for a heavy sword. Instead, she prepares for an entirely different kind of warfare. She washes away the ashes of mourning, anoints herself with precious, fragrant oils, and dresses in her finest, most radiant festival garments. She puts on a gold bracelet, rings, earrings, and a majestic tiara, transforming herself into a vision of staggering beauty. Accompanied only by her loyal handmaid, who carries a single bag of clean food, wine, and oil, Judith walks out the heavy iron gates of the fortress in the dead of night. As they descend into the valley, they are instantly captured by an Assyrian vanguard patrol. Soldiers are completely spellbound by her appearance. Judith uses her sharp wit, telling the guards she has fled the doomed city to offer General Holofernes the secret mountain passes so he can capture the entire region without losing a single soldier. Enchanted by her beauty and intelligence, the patrol escorts her directly into the inner sanctum of the imperial camp. Chapter 2, Inside the Lion's Den. Judith enters the luxurious purple-curtained tent of General Holofernes. The general, accustomed to crushing empires with brute force, is instantly transformed by her presence. For 3 days, Judith stays in the camp, maintaining absolute discipline. Every midnight, she and her maid leave the camp to pray at the valley springs, ensuring that the guards grow accustomed to her movements. She refuses to eat the rich imperial delicacies of the camp, consuming only the pure food from her own bag, keeping her mind completely sharp, clean, and detached from the general's environment. On the 4th night, Holofernes throws a massive decadent banquet to celebrate his inevitable victory, planning to seduce Judith. He drinks more wine than he has ever consumed in his entire life. completely intoxicated by his own pride and desire. As the night wanes, the servants slip away, closing the heavy curtains and leaving Judith entirely alone inside the tent with the unconscious, deeply sleeping general. Chapter 3: The Stroke of Deliverance. The atmosphere inside the tent becomes dead silent. Judith steps toward the massive bed where the imperial butcher lies helpless in his drunken stupor. She reaches up to the bedpost and unsheathes Holofernes' own heavy, gleaming scimitar. She stands over him, her heart beating with absolute focus, and whispers a quiet internal prayer for strength. Give me the strength this day, O Lord God of Israel. He steps forward, grips his hair, and with two swift, powerful strokes, she severs the head of the tyrant. Judith calmly rolls the heavy head into her handmaid's food bag and covers the headless torso with the canopy curtains. Smiling and composed, Judith and her maid walk past the sleeping camp guards, just as they had done every other night, ostensibly to pray. But instead of stopping at the springs, they descend the steep mountain paths, returning safely to the gates of Bethulia before dawn. Epilogue: The Shattered Empire. As the sun rises over the mountains, Judith hangs the head of Holofernes from the highest wall of the fortress. The Israelite warriors raise a deafening battle cry and charge down the hills. When the Assyrian officers rush into the general's tent to wake him, they discover the bloody torso of their invincible commander. Panic shatters the imperial army. Overwhelmed by terror, the 120,000 soldiers drop their weapons and flee in absolute chaos, leaving their massive treasury behind for the town to inherit. Judith is crowned with a wreath of olive leaves, leading a magnificent procession of dance and song across the liberated land. When we look through the dramatic suspense of the Book of Judith, we uncover a profound blueprint for conquering the overwhelming challenges in our modern lives. The story reminds us that the massive forces opposing us, whether financial burdens, toxic environments, or the heavy, crushing weight of daily anxiety in life, we are often driven by an unearned pride. They look invincible on the surface, but they are frequently hollow inside, vulnerable to a focused mind. Judith didn't try to fight the army on its own terms. She used her own internal clarity, patience, and strategy to strike at the absolute root of the problem. This timeless text challenges you to stop counting the opposing torches in your valley. By refusing to let fear paralyze your choices, keeping your mind sharp, and waiting for the exact moment to act, you can dismantle the heaviest worries, rising above the chaos to establish an unshakable fortress of personal freedom and peace.